Hello, good afternoon. Forgive me if the light goes bright and dark. It's the sunshine. I'm usually between snow showers in England right now. Today's session is number 2 of 11, which is how to get your kids into the movie industry. And I have to say, this is the most often asked question I get, more even than from young people themselves, are the parents or grandparents or aunties and uncles of young people who want their offspring to become part of the industry. And I'm going to go through the points here one by one, which I've noted, and we'll discuss them. And I'll try and keep it short and as sweet as possible so that you can understand the ramifications of this. The biggest insult you can have in industry is the assumption that it's easy. It's in fact very hard. However, people trying to get in the industry right now should realize there are more opportunities than there's ever been, I think. And so, yes, it's possible, but you have to follow certain rules to find if it works for them. And this is aimed primarily at as I just said before, the parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the sisters, the brothers, the people who want to give their siblings, children, grandchildren a helping hand into the industry. The first thing is to prepare. Preparation is everything. If you don't prepare, you will fail. You have to prepare properly. And part of that is presentation. The number of people that come onto me and they go, well, he's really clever, or she's just fantastic. What a talent. And they go, well, what evidence do you have of that? And they go, what do you mean evidence? Something to show, to demonstrate that they are as special as you believe they are, and as I'm sure they are. And you need to be able to provide proper evidence that they can do stuff. And so, what would be the ideal thing? If you wanted to be a writer, a professional writer, script writer, what do you have to do? Come on now, think for a second. You have to write something. It doesn't have to be the finished 90-page, 100-page script. A sample, 2 or 3 little samples would help as a little attachment to the presentation we're going to talk about, so that there's some evidence that the person who says they want to be a writer can actually do some writing. We don't expect William Shakespeare on day one, or William Goldman is more appropriate. What we do expect is that somebody will spell correctly, will have syntax and grammar that makes some kind of sense, that's laid out properly so that it looks like it's done by a professional. Makes a big difference. I have had people send me printouts in the days when you did printouts of scripts that came to me or from young people that were with coffee stains on and literally with 20 spelling mistakes in the first page. What do you do when you get that? It goes in my bin. I promise you, I'm not going to spend any time on somebody who can't at least present themselves properly. Forget presenting anybody else. So that is an essential item. Or you can do, you can only do so much as a parent. Let's say as a parent, you can't do it for them. It's like you can help with homework, but you can't do the homework because that's just misleading you and them and their tutors or teachers or lecturers. So what you have to do is to make sure that the presentation looks good. So you can check that yourselves. You don't need me or somebody in the industry to check that it doesn't have a coffee stain on and it's neat and it's spelt correctly, all that kind of thing. Obvious stuff. The other thing that they must do, and I insist on it, and as do most other people, even if I'm going to mentor somebody or apprentice somebody, and I do that. And that's not an invitation, by the way, because I'm kind of full up. But the other thing that I do is I ask to see a CV. Now, again, they're not me, an old fart that has loads of pages on his CV.